We're going to do an in-car introduction here, let you know who's in what car. These drivers have earned it. They've raced every single week since we've been open in the 2020 season. We're going to go off main sponsors here. This is one of our rookies here at the Rockford Speedway, starting in the back. He just raced the last race, sponsored by Windsor Pizza Parlor, the official pizza of the Rockford Speedway. This is the 29 of Austin Fowler. In the next row, all the way from La Crosse, Wisconsin, had a very long ride to go, sponsored by Reinhardt Food Service. This is the 21 of the Fire Marshal, Bill Schott. Outside of him, one of our heat winners earlier tonight. I believe you won a heat race, yes? Yeah, he did. I thought so. I haven't seen your moment, perhaps. Driving, I call this guy Evel Knievel. This is the one-man racing team. He does it all. Sponsored by Lundy Racing. He's got the gremlin on the side. This is Josh Lundy. To the next row. One of our Chevy Lumina cars here. We only have two here. This driver sponsored by Jim Recluse Electric, Abe Transport. Let's make some noise for the 42 machine. It's Adam Cartwright. Inside of Adam Cartwright, making his season debut. It's got a couple names on the car, but I'll tell you who's driving it. It's main sponsor, the TNT Dynamite Food and Drinks out of Rockford, Illinois. This is the 51 of Greg Pruitt. You got some fans there. Outside of him, in the next row, running back-to-back feature wins, made an amazing move on the last lap last week. If you weren't here, you missed it. It was one for the record books for sure. Can he make it 3 in a row tonight for the trifecta, sponsored by Byron Auto Body? This is the 47 of John Featherston. And outside of him, he just had a tough break last Saturday night there on the feature on the last lap. Driving the 88 machine is a throwback of his dad's car. I believe one of the postal carriers here in Rockford, Illinois as well. And our current points leader, this is the 88 of I messed that up. Of Trevor Robinson. Also known as Magic Shoes. Inside the next row, making his 2020 season debut, sponsored by Machina McLaren Tool Incorporated out of Broadhead, Wisconsin. Theobotic AG Technology, Quest Industrial. Make some noise. This is the 7 car of Robert Hansberry Jr. Inside of him, I'm getting nervous just standing by this car. I feel like I'm going back. Shades of Joe Shear right here, sponsored by Nason's Landscaping, Richie's Smoke and Barbecue, Area Salvage and Recycling. This is the 36 of Howie Ware. We got 2 rows to go. In one of the 99s, it's a 92 IROC Z Camaro, sponsored by Endless Performance, Ken's Auto Center, Geneva, Illinois, Second Amendment Safety and Security Incorporated. This is Justin Sellers. Outside of him, your 2019 defending Bargain Hunter Sportsman track champion, sponsored by The Last Lap, Ridge Runner Racing. Special thanks to Travis, Jeremiah, Steve, and Josh. This is the 99R of Johnny Robinson II. And now for the front row, the guys who are going to bring the field around. In the 68 car, the 68th District, sponsored by John Cabello, Gary Caruana for Sheriff, Diane Parvin, Century 21, yes, staffing. This is the pretty boy, Steven Erickson. And outside of him, I think this is Cole Trickle. It sure looks like it to me, from Days of Thunder, but no, it's not. Sponsored by Rush Creek Distillery out of Harvard, Illinois. Also sponsored by Legit Truckin', Byron Auto Body, Andrews Auto Corral. This is the machine, Chad Smith. Rockford Speedway, this is your lineup for the Hugh G. Deery Classic 50-lap feature. Now we got to count them down together so they can hear you. You better be loud. I know Mrs. Deery wants to help count them down. what we'll do, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to say, gentlemen, start your engines. That's what we're going to do. Mrs. Deery, I'll say 5. You count them down the rest of the way. Here we go. 5,
4, 3, 2, 1. Start your engines.
All right. Yeah. This is going to be a really good race tonight, Rockford Speedway. Can't wait to see this 50 grueling laps here for these guys. Once again, we're going to take a mandatory break at lap 25. We will take a mandatory 12-minute caution break at lap 25. So when the caution comes out, that's why we're taking a mandatory break. That's when we're going to call last call 50-50. Lights on the car corner pace car are out as Chad the Machine Smith is going to bring them around. 50 laps, Rockford Speedway. Here they come. Green flag and we're racing. Into turn 1 for the long race that we have ahead of us here. It's going to be a battle right off the get-go between Chad Smith and Steven Erickson. And your defending track champions right there. He wants to do something too. Chad Smith and pretty boy Steven Erickson right there side by side. Johnny Robinson now in the mix. As they're coming into turn 1 now. Great battle for the lead here. Justin Sellers trying to get out front there for 4th place by himself. Robert Hansberry Jr. going to look to do the same around Howie Ware. Looks like the outside's working so far. John Featherston going to try to get in the mix there in that 47 car. Can he make it 3 in a row? 50 laps is a lot of laps here at Rockford Speedway. And Sellers trying to battle Hansberry now. Howie Ware, whoa, Howie Ware got a little loose, got into Justin Sellers and got into John Featherston. So I saw the rear end of Howie Ware kind of come around there. It's just been a problem for him tonight. As we saw earlier in the heat race, like he had the same problem. So Howie Ware having issues with the 36 machine. Lights on the car corner, pace car are out. Hoping to see the 36 of Howie Ware get that car figured out and get it right back out here. All right. So we're now entering the Raw Steel Collision Center restart zone. Here they come, here they come, here they come. Green flag and we're racing. Pretty boy's going to try to pull away. Robinson going to immediately go to work to on Chad Smith there. So they're going to come into 3 and 4. It's going to be Trevor Robinson now to try to get in front of Cartwright and get in front of Sellers now as Trevor Robinson's battling for that top 5 spot. Robert Hansberry Jr. now challenging for 3rd against Chad the Machine Smith. Hansberry has about a half a car lead now on Smith. Trevor Robinson now sliding up into that 5th spot. Everybody else kind of running single file. Johnny Robinson now looking to challenge Pretty Boy for the lead. You've got all 3 of 1st, 2nd, and 3rd right there with each other. Robinson looking to challenge there for the lead again against Pretty Boy. And Justin Sellers now looking to the inside of Chad Smith. You've got Greg Pruitt and John Featherston going side by side.
Looks like Johnny Robinson looks to the inside of Steven Erickson, who Robert Hansberry Jr. is looking to the inside of Johnny Robinson. You hear the wheels spinning there from Justin Sellers as he about lost traction. Good driving by Justin. And Robinson looking to challenge now for that lead. It's Robinson. Erickson's got about a half a car lead now. Hansberry going to set up the block to keep Robinson on the inside. Here comes Trevor Robinson now. Trevor Robinson running fourth, trying to catch up to that lead group. Justin Sellers feeling pressure from Bill Schott as he's going to try to get around him. Coming around here, Robinson's still right there to challenge Pretty Boy. It looks like the 29 of Austin Fowler is going to go ahead and join the group, get back out here. One of the drivers racing for Rookie of the Year. As the 51 of Greg Pruitt, way off the pace, not sure what's going on in that 51 machine. Saw a little bit of backfire come from the under part of that 51 car. But it's Johnny Robinson now to not quite in the lead, but he's right there. Steven Erickson's not going to let him go without a fight. Robinson now with 3/4 of a car length ahead of him now. Robert Hansberry Jr. is going to go right with Robinson. Now it's Robinson, your leader. Hansberry snuck right in there and tried to take advantage of the situation. And now it's Hansberry to try to grab second. Hansberry now second place. Here comes Trevor Robinson to start to look the inside of Steven Erickson as well. Everybody else kind of single file, but it's Trevor Robinson on the inside of the Pretty Boy right now, battling for third. John Featherston and Bill Schott now battling it off here. We've got about 6 more laps till we take that mandatory caution at lap 25. So it'll be 5 laps this time before the mandatory caution, as Robert Hansberry Jr. right there on Johnny Robinson, Trevor Robinson, and Steven Erickson battling for this. So it definitely matters once they get to break where they're going to be sitting at. Trevor Robinson wanting third. Hansberry wants the lead. John Featherston trying to get around Bill Schott. 4 laps to go till that mandatory caution comes out, race fans. Hansberry right there, hanging on to the car. Good driving by Robert Hansberry Jr. He's trying to work to the inside of Johnny Robinson the second. And now it's Chad the Machine Smith looking to challenge Steven Erickson for 4th place. It's Featherston and Cartwright side by side. Cartwright pulling away that time. Schott's going to go with them and block out Featherston from getting that outside spot. There goes Schott holding his line right there. All right, so it's Hansberry challenging Robinson once again for the lead. As we're getting ready to turn lap 25. So Schott that time crosses by Featherston. Looks like Schott will get that spot. Here comes the yellow flag now. So that's the mandatory caution that we're going to pull out of here now. That's going to be the mandatory 12-minute break they're going to take. So they kind of get a little break there. So once again, last call 50-50. Last call 50-50. That is the Screw City. All right, lights on the Cadillac car corner pace car are out as Johnny Robinson will bring the field around. And they're going to pick up speed. Here they come, here they come, here they come. Green flag and we're racing. And it's Robert Hansberry Jr. trying to get around Trevor Robinson right from the get-go. Cartwright looked like he almost went a little sideways coming out of turn 2 there. Good driving by Cartwright. trying to get ahead of the 88 machine of Trevor Robinson. John Featherston trying to make a run on the pretty boy. Josh Lundy and Adam Cartwright battling it off. Trevor Robinson now trying to, looks like he's got the edge on Robert Hansberry Jr. now, as Trevor Robinson going to come to the aid of his brother now, running first. Howie Ware looks like he's still having trouble with the car, and Justin Sellers all over the back of Howie Ware. Not sure what that was all about, but the 99 of Justin Sellers not very happy about something there, and he pulled it right on the inside. Johnny Robinson is your leader. Everybody else just running single file. $30 in, 20 to go for the Bargain Hunter Sportsman. Josh Lundy in the 11 car looking to the inside. Adam Cartwright now. Like Josh Lundy may have got a little loose coming out of turn 4. Good driving by him. Corrected it. Got right back behind Adam Cartwright. Around as we're now in lap 33, as it's Johnny Robinson the second, Trevor Robinson in second, and Robert Hansberry Jr. in third. Chad the Machine Smith in fourth, and Steven Erickson fifth. John Featherston now finds his way up to sixth. Hansberry starting to look to the inside of Trevor Robinson now. As this Josh Lundy and Bill Schott also battling now. Bill Schott on the inside of Lundy trying to get around him. Laps winding down, everybody basically just running single file racing since the restart. We've had a little bit of battling here. 12 laps to go now for Johnny Robinson the second. So Robert Hansberry now starting to look to the inside of Trevor Robinson as the laps are winding down. 10 to go next time by for Johnny Robinson. Howie Ware there, quite a few laps down, just trying to get the car back up to the way he likes it there. He's going to try to get around Austin Fowler. Bill Schott still working to the inside of Josh Lundy. Now it's going to be brother Trevor Robinson to challenge his brother Johnny for the lead. Hansberry right there, waiting to see something happen. Here we go. Here comes the battle for the lead. It's brother versus brother. And they're right there. Oh, Robinson's rear may have come around a little bit. He lost some traction. He's right back at it. Hansberry's going to try now to challenge Trevor Robinson. 5 to go now for Johnny Robinson. He's going to try to hang on to it with all he can from his brother Trevor Robinson. Trevor Robinson going to try it again. Hansberry right there. Chad Smith wants in the mix now. 3 to go. The brothers are going to battle it off. And here comes the white flag. Johnny Robinson hanging on with everything he's got. Trevor right there. It's now or never for Trevor or Bob Hansberry. Here we go. Who's going to be the winner? It's going to be Johnny Robinson. Second place to Trevor Robinson. Third place to Robert Hansberry Jr. Fourth place to Chad the Machine Smith. And fifth place to Steven Erickson. Oh, coming out of the 42 of Adam Cartwright. That doesn't look good.
Wow, what a race. He had to hold his own brother off. Ridge Runner Racing, the last lap out of Beloit, Wisconsin. Misty, Chance, Maya, LJ, and Ty, signs by shoes. God, I love this mic. He's getting out. I know he drove a hard race. Make some noise, Rockford Speedway. It's Johnny Robinson, the second. Johnny, your brother will not give you, he wasn't going to give you nothing at all. He's going to race you as hard as he could. Congratulations, sir. I mean, he was right there, and he wasn't backing out whatsoever. I bet you had to drive real hard to hold him off.
Yeah, I was running that thing for everything it's got. Trevor's been extremely fast this year. I'm beat.
You look like you were winded, sir, when you were sitting there in the car, that's for sure.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be tough after that intermission with Trevor and Hansberry there. They're the two fastest qualifiers. They both got some wicked fast cars, but I don't know. We were able to hold them off.
Was the car, now when you went in for the mandatory pit and you came back out, did the car feel the same? Did it feel worse? Did it feel better? What do you think?
Actually, Travis made the right adjustment. It was starting to get loose at the end of that first 25 when Robert caught me. I added some gas to it and tightened it up a little bit, and it was just good enough.
Outstanding. Once again, congratulations, sir. Rockford Speedway, make some noise. I got to ask you if you want to thank anybody. Johnny Robinson, the second. All right, I know you got some people you want to thank. Shame on me.
Yeah, of course, Ridge Runner Racing, the last lap, More for Less Auto Sales, Borderline Auto Sales, Trevor for making it look good with Signs by Shoes. My wife, kids, mom and dad, and then, of course, like me and Trevor and Terrence always say, you know, we can't do it without Travis, so I don't know. This is a big win.
Well, how do you get a limited edition My Daddy, the 99 Robinson? I guess you got to be you got to be the dad of them to get those shirts, right? Right. Enjoy that victory. Great run tonight, Johnny.